get into the mobile gaming a bit more, just like China did. But we are into
Oh yeah.
our draft station, and I might have the sound a little bit too high. Let me know in chat if it is too high. But yeah, we're getting started here with VVV over on the blue side, INF over on that red side, and we're starting off with a good old Arum ban. And now that Richter is available this week, Richter's going to be banned out on INF's side.
Yeah, I hate to say it, but Richter is not going to see the light of day.
Well, certainly with the Arum ban, we could see other heroes. If Arum is consistently getting banned out, then we might see some of the top tier heroes, perhaps a Raz, perhaps you know, a Lindis here and there. So getting those top tier heroes into the game.
Top tier like Talanis, I guess.
It could very well be the case. If she is that contested, then certainly they'll be gunning for her. But I think that VVV is setting up to try to take that Lindis. They're leaving it open and giving the option to INF, and they do ban out the Valheim instead. So Lindis is open. I would expect them to target that, but they might have different strategies up their sleeves.
Well, there's also Elsu. I mean, people have had time to sit on him and really like. But you were right.
Yeah, the thing is with Elsu is that he has. I think he's much more dangerous in solo queue than in competitive play, and I think that these two teams are at the level where they can counter Elsu properly. Whereas, if you know, if there maybe this were like the bottom teams in the league, then maybe they'd have more trouble with Elsu. But you even on the AIC, Elsu had very little success when he was finally let through the ban stage.
Well, you know, and the crazy thing is, I mean, I think you guys discussed it last week. The hitbox on his sniping is very, very, very. You can dodge it really easily.
Yeah, even the best players in the world were having trouble hitting their snipes, and that is certainly an indictment on the hero. The other issue is that people just didn't know where to play him. They were playing him in jungle, they were playing him mid, they're playing him side, and nothing seemed to work because it messed with the rest of your team composition. But we're getting through this draft, and Annette's coming through here. We have a Teamy on the side of VVV. I'm really liking the Lubu, by the way. I think he's a very underrated character, and I think that he's going to be able to shine in this particular game. The Irie is, well, not that unusual, I would say, but it is something we haven't seen in a while. And I gotta say, very strong drafts from both sides. This is looking to be pretty fearsome. I don't see any real issues as far as the team composition is concerned. I think INF maybe could have gone for a bit more beef up front to support the backline Liliana and Violet. Over on VVV side, I do like their nice beefy front line to support their backline. The only issue with that though is I feel like Tulin kind of gets in the front line, so it defeats the purpose. I would really like to see the Raz, particularly with Raz and Superman being the double knockback, and that is proven to be such a devastating combo when you have that double knockback and the other team just feels like they're in a pinball machine.
10 seconds remaining.
Well, yeah, but at the same time, I mean, you can essentially build those four up front and just let Lindis just wreck shop from behind them. I mean, no one can touch her.
Yeah, certainly is the case. Puts Tulin up there as the pseudo threat, and then all of a sudden you look up and you're all dead because Rude has killed you all. So that certainly could be the case. All right, Jurri, we're gonna be testing my observing skills. Do you have faith?
I believe in you, man.
Okay, I'll do my best. Apologies in advance, guys, if this is a train wreck, but we'll try.
I'm most interested, and as much as I hate the character Superman, VVV plays him a lot, and they are incredible with him. Even post nerf, he's still, the control that he generates is insane.
Well, that's the thing. The nerf wasn't that big. It just removed him from ridiculous status, right? He still has a crazy knockback of 300 units. It used to be 400, which was just, it was broken. That's why they fixed it. And now he's in a lot better spot in my opinion. But that means that he's just a standard good hero, and if teams are capable of playing him properly, that's going to be working out for them. Taking a look at that Superman, he is going to be just kind of scouting out here in the open, but takes a lot of damage from the gust of winds there from the Annette. But
and there's proof though. Tulin is not even afraid. He's just jumping right in, just doing it.
Speaking of not afraid, Jordan tries to go in there, tries to steal that buff. Is going to be unsuccessful. Oh, he actually pushes it away. Sorry. He was successful. He pushed it away. And Violet. Fierce is taking a lot of damage. Over on the top side, Rude is taking this opportunity to go ahead and try to contest over on this top golem. So already Vivi pushing around the side of iNF. Is he going to be able to steal this? Can he take it? He doesn't have his punch, I don't believe. And it didn't go over to Annette, or it did go over to Annette, so excuse me. Annette was able to secure that for iNF, so good job at least mitigating the damage here. Fierce taking a ton of damage from the invade coming from Jordan.
And Liliana is just getting...
Well, already my observing skills are have been tested. I've been failing. How did that happen? Did Tulin just kill her?
Nah, there were like 4 people that just rolled right over. It was kind of sad.
Oh, that's unfortunate. Well, that's the thing, right? You have all this pressure coming in from VVV, and that is where someone gets left out in the dust like that. No one able to rotate, no one able to help her out because of that pressure here. And speaking of which, Annette taking a lot of pressure herself. In comes Ninja, lots of damage. Great wind cuffs though. Jordan tries to finish her off, but I don't believe they're going to be able to do so. And it looks like she's going to be able to get away. As I say that though, Fierce taking a ton of damage, and McFly takes her out. Oh my goodness. So VVV.
Hey, check the stream real quick. It looks like it's frozen.
It is frozen? Oh, oops. Oh. Oopsies. Okay, looks like I'm not able to look at I'm not able to look at the stream. I have to just keep my OBS up at all times. Let me know if that happens again. Wait, what is going on?
Alright.
It's continuously freezing. I don't know what's going on. Huh.
Well, if they can still hear us while you're working on that. So VVV is rolling into the blue side jungle of INF. They are cleaning up. Sage Golem down. They were able to get the dragon, for those of you that did not see that. And they're going to rotate back up toward top. And Liliana is getting wrecked in the meantime. Yeah, it's basically just a proving grounds in the INF jungle. Everyone's going to kind of rotate back to lanes. Teamy just kind of bouncing around to make sure we have vision. VVV is doing a really good job, even though they're moving constantly, of just maintaining a presence everywhere. Teamy just staying mobile. They're clearing. They're able to take the Spirit Sentinel. I believe that we're back up now, and they move right toward the top tower and take out Irie without even batting an eye.
So the issue for some reason is that, as we take a look at this crazy fight, the issue for some reason is that every time I try to observe, every time I click on the screen, it freezes. So I have to like click back onto OBS for some reason. I think it's because I have it on full screen. That might be the case.
I've never used Nox, so I don't exactly know. I mean, I have it, but I haven't ever used it.
I think it might be because it's on full screen. What if I... Alright, let's try something. We're going to put it off of full screen. Unfortunately, you're going to be able to see the controls on the side, but maybe that'll help.
Well, the good news is you're following Ninja around. You're getting a good view of everything.
Alright, so you can see the controls on Nox, unfortunately, but I think this is a better way to do it, because now I can actually observe properly. There we go. Okay, so for some reason being on full screen messes with it.
All right. So mid tower is taking a lot of heat. It's
oh, Ninja.
INF.
What another thunder? One more Thunderbird, and down goes
Man.
Fierce. Wow.
You know, people argue that Tulin isn't still. I mean, he may not be the best mage now, the way he was, but he's still incredibly strong.
Right, and if you're able to use him this way, in this fashion, and get this much pressure on, then he can just be an absolute terror. Now, the one thing is, if this game goes to the late game, then he might be having some trouble, but veniVidivici is in solid control with over 6,000 gold lead. So it's looking unlikely to get to that point.
But teams like this, I mean, at any point you make a mistake and you can pay for it and essentially lose the game. I mean, you have to stay on top of it at all times. Unfortunately for INF, veniVidivici is definitely doing that.
Yeah, and that's the thing. At the highest levels, you need to be able to close out the game as quickly as possible, regardless of what your composition is, and veniVidivici is certainly on their way to doing that. Rude is just in their base. He doesn't even care, just 1v5ing everyone, but he has his backup. Fearless comes in, finishes off the kill, and Jordan just being an absolute pest on a Superman, running around, threatening to push people in at all times. Here comes
we're
Fearless.
looking at it.
Sorry, go ahead.
3-on-3 under tower. veniVidivici is just not even. They don't even care. That teamie gives them so much movement. I mean, they can roll right in. If they die, they're still going to bounce right back up. I mean, they're playing it extremely well. They're playing super aggressive and using the teamie the way he should be used.
He doesn't have being a bro up right now, so this is kind of risky, but as I say that, it's perfectly fine. They're going to go ahead and take that tower. No minions needed. Ninja's going to take a lot of damage, but he's going to secure that kill as he picks up a good old legendary in competitive play, something you don't see all that often. And these teams are looking to be extremely aggressive, going to be pushing onto this Abyssal Dragon. Not even enraged yet. It feels like with how close this game is to potentially ending, that it should have been past the 10-minute mark, but not the case at all. Not even the Dark Slayer is up yet.
Yeah, and the level difference is really what's keeping them down right now. I mean, even factor in the gear out of the picture. I mean, Superman at level 11 versus level 7s and level 8s. It's just going to... And there's Lindis. You know, after watching Rude on Lindis last week, I went and tried to play Lindis, and then I realized that I'm just not... It's not the character,
Yeah, it's the player. It's a very good player, but you also have, or a very good character, excuse me, but you also have to be very good at the game in order to play her properly. I have had the same exact experience as you. She does not work as well as you think it will. You just kind of try to do the same thing. You flit in and out of fights, but unfortunately, when you do that in your personal games, it doesn't always work out that well. But they pick the Dark Slayer. They are well on their way to starting to finish out this game up over 10,000 gold. Let's see if when they decide to get rid of that Drake. They don't have all waves pushed in. Taking a look at this bot wave, they have that pushed in, but they're gonna need to push this mid wave in over here. And then at that point, perhaps they will release the Drake. Sieg taking a ton of damage. Unfortunately, Shadow or going the opposite direction. The Shadow there. In goes Fearless. He certainly is fearless. Pops his being a bro. Make sure he gets that off in the end. In goes the Reiki shot. McFly is just 1v5ing at the moment, apparently. Fearless. Oh, great Hurricane Wall, though, to push him back in. McFly taking a lot of damage. In comes Jordan, just onto the tower. No fear at all. And they take out everyone in the end. Not even sure how that happened. They were just tanking tower shots.
Mid-tower as well.
Yeah, they were taking tower shots the entire time, but did not matter in the end. That is going to be the game. veniVidivici in dominant fashion take out INF. Well played.
So as a viewer, I'm not sure what to take from that, because all it does is make me want to play Lindis again, and I know how that's going to.
Oh my goodness. So yeah, look at that. That's just 7-0-8. What a beautiful score if you are Rude. Ninja as well. Almost got the MVP if you're Ninja, but got it stolen away at the end there by Rude. Fearless, just a feeding the entire time. 2 deaths. What is that? Obviously kidding. He did his job. He died for the team, and was certainly being a bro that entire time. Look, this damage numbers, 58,000 on Rude. The funny thing is, like, it's not even that much damage. It's just the game ended so quickly he wasn't able to pal it up. But actually, one moment. Okay, let me just change our screens before we get into it. Actually, I need to kind of fix this screen for a moment. So if you can not start the game for a second.
Easy enough. So, game 1 is over. Just going to take a look. And how about we just do something simple and give away a skin? The first person to say D2 is the best caster that I have ever seen in chat wins verbatim. So just go ahead and do that, and we'll see how that goes.
I think you cut out. So it said D2 is the best caster in the world, and then you win, and then it cut out at that moment. So
I mean, that's enough. I'll take.
Okay, I think I cropped out the edges so that we don't have to just look at the things say Nox player. I think we're good. All right, we can go, I believe. Although, let's wait for chat. Wait for a moment.
Yeah. Let's see who thinks you're the best caster.
I love. It'll be funny when no one says anything. They're like, you know what? I'd rather not win anything than say that.
Oh, look, he actually got the rest of it.
Nice.
So DTwo, if you just friend Jurri, Jurri, with a capital J, in game, I will send you any skin 700 or below. So just send me a request, and we can go ahead and get game 2 started.
Yep.
Blue team's turn to ban.
Alright, there we go. Looks like we're good, no issues. I can click on the screen and it doesn't freeze. Fantastic.
Beautiful.
Alright, so starting out again, Ignis ban, perfectly normal. veniVidivici gonna ban out the Crest. Now, it was such a dominating performance by veniVidivici that there really wasn't anything that you could pinpoint as far as you know, target banning. But, you know, perhaps they see the Crest on the opposing side and think, well, that could be an issue, so they go ahead and ban that out. Certainly makes sense. Crest can be pretty terrifying, so I'm gonna go ahead and ban the arm as well, just banning out all the control that you could possibly have from INF here.
Still, I mean, if your first pick, why would you ban Ignis? Or even like, I would just pick Troll.
Well,
I would pick specific stuff if you're on first pick side.
Well, if you leave too many heroes open, then you only get 1 OP hero and they get 2. So I think they want to just take the Lindis here and then ban everyone else out. Yeah, that's what they're trying to do. So they're like, okay, we want to ban out all the OP heroes so that the first round isn't us getting 1 and you getting 2.
Yeah, it seems fair. But what you run into, I mean, there's just so many deadly assassins in this meta currently.
Alright, so we have a Butterfly Zuka. Zuka's been seen a little bit more than Butterfly, but you know, Butterfly is actually not too bad. Especially in this meta of assassins where you want to have a killer, right? I think that when you see Murad and Nakaroth, for instance, in these games, even though they've been traditionally thought of as, you know, high skill, therefore very good heroes, you just want someone like a Kriknak, someone like a Butterfly, maybe Zephys, something like that, to get in the backline and actually kill people, rather than just, you know, just nibble around, nibble, and never get those kills. So, I kind of like the
but
Butterfly.
Chognar is in. I hate to say this, but I just have to go for VVV now. I don't have... The elephant is my guy.
Well, I think the Chognar was very much a response to the Mina that was chosen here.
Oh, yeah.
And looks like the VVV is not afraid to go for the Raz at this time. Now, they do have a limited amount of CC, and they decided to remedy that with the Slims. Is this a side lane Butterfly?
I believe it is.
Alright, so let's try to analyze this. We have Butterfly and Zuka against the Xenial Malak. Butterfly, I don't believe, does too well early game. But once you pick up backstab, it's okay. She can start to kill people then. And the Zuka can kill either Xenial or Malak right from the beginning, so that's something to keep in mind, depending on what lane they decide to go to. I'm not sure.
Xenial, though, I mean, early, like first couple levels against most characters, you kind of have to just camp out by the tower until you can get something going. Or I do. Anyway.
Yeah, Xenial, he's definitely been nerfed early game to make up for the fact that he is a monster late game. And that is something we'll have to watch out for. But over on iNF's side, they do have the good old Death Ball. It's not the full Death Ball, but it's something. Jinnar goes in there. Xenial gets the Angelic Splendor on top, so he's nice and safe. Malak joins the party with a good old shock. Mina in there controlling people. And Lyn is wrecking fools from the backline. So in theory it's there. Let's see if they're able to pull it off in practice.
I'm really curious to see how the VVV team flexes out to lane. Are they going to lane, or are they going to do what they did last game and just move around and just steamroll everything they get near?
Well, the thing was, last game they had Superman being an absolute pest, and they really messed up Fierce's rotations and got him extremely low. So they saw that as an opportunity to go ahead and steal top. And I think that that's going to potentially change this game if iNF is able to defend early game a little bit better.
I think they have potential. I'm like you. I really like the team comp for iNF. So.
Well, pull in from Neytiri onto Ninja here, but he's able to get out, and Neytiri himself taking quite a bit of damage from those power surges. Whereas one of the actually really strong early game heroes, because he has the Fireball and his passive does so much damage, but Fierce trying to get in here, trying to steal it out. It does go over to Root in the end, so an unsuccessful invade, and iNF is already in trouble. In comes Zuka. Can he take out? Pops the execute and is able to take one out. Doesn't get Fierce, but they do get a kill, and just as importantly, iNF doesn't get the buff that they wanted when they invaded, so kind of a double loss there from iNF. They lose a kill, and they are unsuccessful in their invade.
And I like how the Chognar is very... I mean, you can play that character multiple ways. He's being very, very passive, just making sure, you know, just generic support play, just vision, and helping, you know, complement the, rather than just being a rage monster and hitting its two.
Yeah, one of the nice things about Chognar is that you can just throw out your Surge, your first ability, and you essentially can't get CC'd at that moment. So you jump into a bush, you pop your Surge. But speaking of which, Sieg is getting extremely low. Jordan going to go ahead and finish off that kill. Fearless, a little bit less fearless this time. He let Zuka take all the damage, but that's okay. They still got the kill.
Well, but see what I mean? They're like as a group, they're just rotating from top to bottom, just in waves, and just killing everything they get near. Mina trying to get vision and is able to just kind of sneak away.
Fierce? He was low the entire time, and now Lus is going to be taking the brunt. Rude even leading that spear, so he had nowhere to go. McFly taking a bit of damage under tower, but he's going to be perfectly fine. Jinnar, what are you doing here, buddy? You don't have your ults. You are not Superman yet. You're still Clark Kent. You need your ults in order to make that work over McFly trying to take out Mina, but they have gotten so much out of this. Already 5-0 kill lead and already a 2,000 gold lead. And they're just pouring it on. Just being bullies in the opposing jungle. But they're... Oh, doesn't get it.
Oh, yeah. But like you said earlier, as a pro... Oh, fierce. You hung out too long and you paid for it. Malik jumps in and tries to cover. But he's trapped and he's just going to go down as well. Meanwhile, Raz... taking on two at once. Jinnar does have his ult now, is able to throw it in, but is not able to really get anywhere with it.
Yeah, honestly, I looked away as observer because I figured that, you know, Fierce got what she wanted, would probably just rotate over to the top side and get the other buff, but, you know, you can't stick around like that when the entire team is looking and thirsty for blood.
Blue, he runs into the Zuka, and Zuka is just ripping him up. He ends up having to back out, and then you scroll over, you see Lindis and Jinnar. It's a 2v3. I don't even know that they know that it's a 2v3. But Mina comes in. Really good shot for Mina. That actually could turn out really well in their favor. The sustain didn't work out, though.
Ninja solo route is even lower.
That was your moment.
Oh, man. So veniVidivici just playing with fire. They know they had that lead. And down goes Zeke. Jordan picking up that kill. Sidra doesn't have his exuberance, so he can't take anyone out at the moment. McFly covering up the slack a minute. Actually going to go in on them.
Butterfly.
Yeah, I think Butterfly is... he's likely to die. Fierce, go through the bushes. No. Oh my goodness.
Yeah, the extra speed you get from that one just is incredible. I guess I never really thought about it as a lane character. I mean, Butterfly at all. I've never even considered.
Yeah, we're starting to see some of the previous junglers get switched over to the lane. And I think that we could see the opposite happen with something like Azuka, because he is just very lethal. I think that people might be misusing him a bit, because they could very much use him in the jungle. I shouldn't say misusing. I should say like there's opportunities for him there. But,
and veniVidivici is able to take the top tower and continue their steamrolling into mid. They're hanging out in the jungle, and I don't know that INF is going to commit to that.
Jordan
seems like
goes
a
on
terrible
the
move. Lindis does and pays dearly. Mina is hurt pretty bad, so I feel like the best bet is to just stay by tower, even though Jinnar probably could put a little bit of damage out. And that's going to give veniVidivici time to back out.
Meanwhile, bottom
but
tower.
the Zuka, Zuka's just hanging out, waiting, and there goes.
Yeah, I look down, the tower is getting killed. I look up, and down goes Jinnar via the Zuka. They go over to the top lane, and Rude's putting on pressure onto Sieg here. And I can't even just keep up with how much veniVidivici is doing on the map right at this moment. They're just absolutely dominating once more.
Yeah, they're pushing towers on all three lanes. They do get a little pushback on bot, but that really just gives them time to clear INF's red jump.
Oh my goodness. The Jinnar tries to go with the exuberance. He is staying alive because of that extra resistance that he gets when he goes in.
But Slims nails him, and he goes down almost instantly.
Wow.
Now that the slow from Chognar's one is really just causing them problems, and they're just continuing to just wreck shop. Raz legendary at this point. The whole team's pushing in. and they're going to take out the Xenial too. They're basically just hopping in and out of tower to spread the damage, and it's working incredibly well.
Yeah, and there's nothing that iNF has been able to do to punish them, even though they're all extremely low, just because I feel like iNF is doing, they're playing right into their hands, just jumping in one by one and getting taken out. High ground tower on the top lane is dead. Rude is like, he doesn't even care if there's an exuberance. He says, I have 10,000 more gold than you as a team. And I'm not even scared. Looking at the individual gold numbers. Oh, as I say that, Rude is likely going to take out.
Is done.
What a feeder. Oh, Rude, what are you doing? Come on, man.
Malik trying to get some damage in. Xenial behind him that don't know that they have enough, but if they play it well with the tower, they could get some kills. Raz creeping up though. That's going to be a...
Yeah, but like I was mentioning earlier, look at Slims. He has over twice as much gold as Jinnar. That is a ridiculous spot to be in. Oh, Jinnar does get the kill. I was going to say that he might get this. So there's 2 kills to the name. They're getting somewhere. VV is just being extremely dominant here. Oh, in comes the Zuka. Goes for the Skyfall. Gets 1 kill at least. The comeback mechanics might come into play. As we mentioned earlier, VV was ahead 10,000 gold, and now it's merely 7,000, even though that's still a pretty massive margin. But in goes McFly, down goes the tower, down goes Fierce as well.
Rude.
Oh, is he just going in on them? Oh, he gets caught. Okay, there's the Chaos Protection. Still going in. In comes the heal. In comes the shock, though. Can Lust take him out? I doubt it. And Rude is going to just whittle him down with those auto attacks. Spears coming in left, right, and center. Sidra flicker exuberance.
Oh, this could be good. Oh, don't back out. Not now.
Yeah, that's the thing with Jinnar, is that you get extra resistance when you have other members around you, and by backing out, he actually secured his fate. And double kill comes in. They're just rolling all over them, and that is going to be game. VVV are up 2-0 over iNF.
Well, it is a best of 5. We already know just how strong VVV is as a team.
Whoops.
But I guess
My Nox is making weird sounds. So 1 moment. I have to reboot that.
Fair enough.
Whoopsies.
And to DTwo, like I said, just send me a friend request in game, and I will accept. And then you can just send me a skin request, and I'll send it. But moving forward, and I guess that's the... iNF is not a team that was obviously participating in Valor Series. They are a very strong team, and I will be honest in saying that the match between iNF and ATF last week was probably, in my opinion, the best match of the entire season. 2 teams of very equal skill level fighting it out. I mean, that's what we're going for. I know INF might not be on the same level as VVV, but they are a strong team, and they're just going to take the information, and I hope that this game they'll be able to turn it around and kind of keep everything rolling. They're going to keep it rolling in the right direction, and like I said, these teams are just building to Season 2, which will be coming soon.
Honestly, and I'm being redundant, but I have to be honest here. I am not even looking for INF to win a game. I'm looking for them to make this last game competitive, because it just feels like VVV is playing with them, and I just want INF to give VVV a game where they have to take them seriously, because these last 2 games have just been absolute stomps.
Yeah, I think. I mean, they made a. By they, I mean BVV made a lot of kind of ridiculous plays, just because they knew they didn't really have any. There wasn't a concern there. But I know I've played a lot with some of the guys on the INF team, and they are incredibly good. Siege is one of my favorite players in the game in general, and I know he's a strong player. Neytiri's a really strong player, and I mean they're a team that I know can piece it together and take a lot from those losses, and they should be able to come back stronger each game. They definitely did last game. It's just different.
All right, looks like I am back up and running. So if you get that lobby going, I can get in there. I'm getting messages that said the stream froze. Was that during the game or was that after the game? Because I'm aware that it froze after the game.
I think that was from the first match, because I got...
oh, okay, that was from a while ago. Sorry.
I got 52 direct messages.
Sorry about that.
No, it's all good. All right, we're almost set up. Almost ready to start match number 3.
All right, so I think that whatever INF does here, I think they need to play a style in which they're comfortable, because it didn't seem, even though they had that deathball comp, they weren't really together often enough to make it happen, and it feels like there was a lot of desperation. Like we saw, for instance, Jurri going in at the last moment before that Abyssal fight, before he had his ultimate. It just seems like they were a little bit desperate at times, trying to make something happen when it was kind of impossible to make happen.
Well, yeah, I think just because VVV's kind of been in control of the matches, what's happening is INF is having to play or make moves that they wouldn't normally make just in response. And that is never a situation you want to be in. You never want to let the other team control you in that way, because that's the first step in losing a match.
Right. You almost never want to be reactive to your opponent. You want to force them into positions where you're taking advantages. Like if they're in the wrong lane, you take a tower. If they're overextended, you kill them, things like that. But even if you were going to play defensive, it's almost like predictive defensive, right? You know what they're going to do, so therefore you're going to be there in time. If you see them show up and then you react to them, you're always going to be falling behind. But we have Crush Ban off the start here for VV. They don't want that pressure coming in. And I think this is very, very intuitive from them. Or like they can kind of see what INF is trying to do. Because they see the deathball comps. They see INF just forcibly trying to make these deathball comps work with Jurri. And VVV saying, well, if we just ban your crest, you don't have the deathball comp anymore. And it's certainly working out great for them, because INF just seems completely out of sorts and they can't get any sort of deathball push moving at all.
And for those of you that don't know, Fierce, he doesn't do it as often now, but he does stream on the regular. So if you want to like keep up with these teams, a lot of these teams have streamers. They have the streamer role in the PVL Discord. So we definitely want you to be able to see that stuff. So you should definitely check him out if you are interested in seeing INF grow and learn. And now I'm going to be quiet so you can talk about what just happened there.
Richter made it through the ban stage, and so too did Elsu. You know what? I like this. Pick the Elsu. I was about to say, if we're going to have a 3-0, we might as well have the Elsu come out. But we are going to see the Richter. Richter has been a top-tier hero, both on the ladder and in professional matches. And he is just an absolute terror. He is the jack of all trades and also master of all of them. He's good mobility. He is good mobility, good damage, and good damage reduction as well. So.
But the Arum made it through. That didn't even occur to me.
Yeah.
So that should give them a little bit more comfort. I know Lust plays Arum quite a bit.
Ooh, so
you gotta take those comfort picks.
Vivi says, we can take a chance here. We can go for the Elsu and see if we can't make that work. They do have precious little magic damage, but that might not matter because they have plenty of physical damage.
I was about to make a solid point that VVV as a competitive pro team, they stick to characters regardless of whether they're popular or they get nerfed. I mean, they know the true power of these characters, and they don't typically, or I don't typically see them play new heroes, and then they went ahead and did this. So I'm gonna not make that point, but this team does do that. And if you notice, a lot of pro teams, they don't fall into the trap of it's a new hero, so people either A, don't know it, or B, don't know how to respond to it and take advantage of that. A lot of pro teams, if they are not 100% comfortable or aware of how a hero totally functions, they'll back off. Richter, unfortunately, is one of those heroes that just does literally everything.
Yeah, I think that the Richter was something that they've practiced and they were ready to pick, especially because they played it in our exhibition match last week.
Yeah.
The Elsu, I believe, they're just trying it out, see how it feels, because this is about as good as an opportunity as you're going to get, because, yeah, this is an official match, but they are up 2-0. They have been dominant in the first two games. So even if things go disastrously and they lose this one, they probably feel like it's unlikely they'll lose the series outright. So let's just take a chance here. Let's get some practice in with good old Elsu and see how it goes.
And I really like the Gilder pick. Even though he doesn't have the cool summer skin, Gilder, I love the function of Gilder when played correctly.
I think that you and TJ are like the official. You're on Gilder Island by yourselves. Or maybe
at the beginning of the podcast, I laughed at him so hard, and then a few months later, I kind of get what he was talking about.
Don't let TJ influence you. No, don't go to the dark side.
Welcome to
Oh my goodness.
Get ready. Minions will be deployed.
I can feel your disgust from here.
Prepare to engage.
Well, let's take a look at Ninja to start off with. Obviously, if you guys have been playing him, he does get that increased movement speed as well as a kind of pseudo invisibility when he comes out of or when he's near obstacles, and just goes ahead and just turns around 180 snipe. No big deal. Is he gonna get another one? Oh, he misses it just barely. That could have potentially been the kill, but it is enough to force Sildra back to base potentially. At the very least, she is in a compromised position at the moment. So Ninja starting off pretty well.
I like the support love that INF has going on, but I want to see it in action.
Ooh.
I want to see the Arum get out of that lane. Not now, but in a few minutes, and just really participate because her team needs her.
Sorry about that.
No, you're fine. I feel like we're going to see that the whole match. Just Elsu just out of nowhere from the other side of the map, just wrecking shop. And yeah, Pura taking a lot of damage fast.
Yeah, you saw the back-to-back, the two new characters just work their magic. McFly going in as Richter and just casually running away from 3 easily, and then the massive damage coming in from Ninja on that L2. And Pura goes down. They just have no fear. Fearless certainly exemplifying their team play with his name there. Oh, Sildra in trouble. Takes a big snipe, and he is going to die. You know, it's a bit easier to hit those snipes when your team has them locked in place.
So if you're Aram, who's your focus?
Well, that's the thing. I'm not totally sure why the arm was the pick here, especially because you're dealing with that super long range Elsu. That said, I guess you could just walk up on him and you can't, you know, you're not going to die as Aram to a couple of snipes, so... I guess I can see that. She might want to lock down either the... Ooh. Wow, that was taking my fears.
She really needs to get in there and start using those... using her ability to heal.
Oh!
She's not...
Ultimate popped by Sildra, going in, trying to get Ninja, and they get him.
Yeah,
very nice.
Down.
Rude.
Looks like Jordan's in trouble, but they're not really advancing on him. They know he's there. Yeah. Oh, L'Oreal. That was your time.
I think it's fine. I think that, you know, the worst thing you can do is get a kill and overextend, especially because you look at Fierce, he's extremely low and taking way too much damage from the Abyssal Dragon. Here comes McFly in to try to punish that, pops his ultimate, gets the damage in, takes him out, is able to survive the Thieves Mark to go down, that being Pura on the second death there. In comes the Dark Dominion on 2. Can he hit this snipe? Isn't able to hit. Oh, Sildra misses the blink. I don't know if Fearless realizes it, but she's stuck there. And oh my goodness, that was a disaster. Sildra misses the blink. And if you don't know, you get a cooldown reduction on the blink if you actually get the damage off on someone, but obviously there was no one there. So that blink was like on an 8-second cooldown or something like that. So he was absolutely stuck and with nowhere to go. Doesn't even have Flicker, has the Purify for that Dark Dominion, obviously, but oof, that's gotta hurt.
Oh, and Aram is in trouble. Yeah, that Gilder locks her down. Mina not doing anything to help, though.
Yeah, Mina doesn't really have damage. Mina doesn't really have too much damage. Yeah, I don't really know whether there. You're right. But Rude taking some damage. He took out Pura, it looks like.
Up top, there's a lot going on. Ninja finally goes down. Siege is able to take him out.
Oh, what is this?
We've got
what are these numbers?
More moving in. Mina grabs poor L'Oreal. She goes down.
There was a weird bug where there was a bunch of true damage going off from the dead body of Elsu. It's like, stop, he's already dead. What is this true damage going off? These weird numbers on the side. In any case, McFly going in.
Richter.
Oh, can they take him out? Rude goes in as well. Can they finish him off? They are. Will Rude die for it? He does have that movement speed and healing from Spirit Sentinel, so he's going to be perfectly fine. Moving back over to Jordan. Let's take a look at Jordan's build. Is he building damage? Yes, he is at the moment. At least thus far. He has that cooldown speed with the flashy boots. Looks like he's building into potentially the Orb of the Magi to start off with. So that's a good old hybrid build for him at the moment. Or hybrid item, I should say, on the Orb of the Magi. It's just terrifying to see Elsu and Richter on the same side. It's just oh my goodness.
Well, the dragon is up. We've got 3 from INF on it. We've got 3 from VVV right on top of them. They jump in. Fierce goes down almost instantly. Jeez, this Aram just trying to stay alive, but she's got so much damage coming in. She almost...
Oh, the fadeaway! Oh my god, the fadeaway from both Gilder and Elsu, just taking her out at the end there. But that was just rude. Oh, just never mind. That was just brutal. Both the Dark Dominion and Gilder's ults go off at the same time. They're just completely locking down all of INF, and that was just an absolute bloodbath. Rude just had a field day. He's like, oh great, I get to just use all my abilities with no chance of retaliation because they're all locked down. It's a good time to be Wukong.
Oh yeah. And Mina, It's amazing how Mina play can go from Richter grabs the Pura. We got more moving in. Siege on. Wait. No, he's not gonna make it. He tries.
Oh no. The Lori ult will go up. Nope, just kidding. They make it out there just in time, and the gold lead's 6,500 now. It was about 5,000 going in there. Perhaps that's what allowed veniVidivici to win that fight, even though it was pretty even as far as the numbers were concerned. Ninja's actually hitting a lot of these snipes. It does help that his team is locking them down for him, but yeah, Arm is taking quite a lot of damage. That said, she isn't. It's not showing up on her health bar. She is taking a lot of damage, just not. She's just Arm, so she's fine.
And they're right outside of the. Well, they got minions moving into mid.
Sildra.
Elsu behind this wall doing a fantastic job.
Sildra does she have like a magnet attached to her that's it's just attracting these sniper bullets? Like, what is happening? Taking every single snipe there. It's just brutal.
Oh, and Wukong just jumps in, nearly takes her out in one shot.
Yeah, they have to expend the essence of the windshield, but it looks like they will be fine. Trying to push on this tower, but unable to do so.
We got minions pushed on 2 towers. Top, still has minions moving into the second. Oh,
there's the Nature's Rally to try to push back. But, yeah, they take the tower. It's a 3 for 3. Actually, a 3 for 2 trade. So they even win the kill battle there. And wow, Lost taking a big snipe too. Rude trying to finish her off, is able to do so in the end. Doesn't even die to the core. Oh my goodness. So they get the ace. They get the high ground tower. And like you were mentioning, they were below the tower basically the entire time. That was kind of nuts.
Well, but it takes a lot of strategy to get it figured that you will have all the minions moving at the same time so that they can't just focus on one lane. That's intelligent play. You don't think about it when you're watching these matches, but you have to have the map awareness to know how to make that happen and make it happen so that you can just push wherever and they can't focus on all 3 lanes.
The funny thing is the Abyssal Dragon they just took almost feels like the old Abyssal Dragon late game. It's not even doing anything really. They're so far ahead, it doesn't really matter like that they got a few hundred gold here and there. But McFly, he's trying to get a nice shot there from Jordan.
Nice McFly. Yeah.
Wow, there is the ult. Oh, Jordan taking a ton of damage though. He's going to go down.
But so is McFly. They don't have minions.
And Rude is dead. That is a... Well, they did get 3 kills. I thought that was way better for iNF than it ended up looking. Ninja trying to get...
and Elsu just trying to hang on to it. Aram,
just
your ult has never been more needed than it is right.
Oh, Sildra! Oh, he takes a big snipe. Dying to the super minion here as well. Ninja just playing with them. He's like, let me get some Elsu practice in.
And the interesting thing, he still has all of the sentinels nowhere near the actual tower, nowhere in base. You would think he would have shifted them out. He's got them now, though. He's laying them, and he's just going to wreck shop if they move in.
The funny thing is, his build isn't even all that efficient at the moment. He's going for mostly auto attack build by going for the Rank Breaker and the Fafnir's Town. Because Rank Breaker, if you don't know, he actually gets 100% pierce. If you just have Muramasa and you stand still for 5 seconds, you get 100% pierce. So the fact that he's going for... Oh, what is that? What are those white numbers? Does chat know what those white numbers are?
What white numbers?
on Elsu, he has like these white numbers come out of him. I'm so confused. There's like a trail of white numbers. Maybe you'll see it on stream 30 seconds from now, but I don't know. What is going on? maybe some sort of mechanic that I'm unaware of, but okay, in any case, top lane, stuff's going down. Ooh, snipe almost gets Sieg. Ninja's going for it. He wants to get that kill, but he probably bit off more than he can chew. Gonna go ahead and flicker on out of there. He gets a snipe off on Sildra just for good measure. Jordan trying to take this, gets a good old shot off. Oh my goodness, Ninja's just hitting so many of these snipes. and still just not having a good time of it.
Oh, I did see the trail of white numbers. That's under tower. They could win this. They could, but they're
Well, the tower's
so
dead now.
under.
Yeah, and there is the Drake. Only Fearless is dead. This is a 4v0. They don't even need the minions. They're just going to go right on to the core here. In fact, if they just kill the minions around the tower, they could just run away and the minions would kill themselves. But no need. That is going to be a clean 3-0 for veniVidivici. And they move on to the finals. So, taking a look at this score screen. Oh, he went for Devil's Handshake. So, yeah, just full-on attack speed Elsu. Which is funny because he was actually hitting a lot of his snipes. Maybe that's the way to go, right? You go for attack speed / attack damage, the auto attack Elsu, and then the snipes are just a nice bonus. So it puts the pressure off, right? If you put everything in your snipes, you're like, I gotta hit these. My entire build is geared toward this. But if you just take the pressure off, then maybe it works out for you. In the end, Richter takes the damage crown. Nearly 80,000 damage there. And this was a nearly full damage build, Gilder. Other than the hybrid Barris Agony, that was nearly full damage build. So basically, he was playing like a silent Marja.
Here you go. James gave us the info we were looking for. If a hero stands under Elsu's Sentinel and is unable to get rid of it, he heals for the number of damage dealt, and it shows up in white.
Oh, you know what? I think that wasn't working before. I think that's the reason why I was confused about that. Because that was the bug from before that wasn't working. Because I was trying. I remember when Elsu came out on the other servers, I was testing him out to see what that was, and it never came up. So, but that said, he was healing when he was dead. If you go look at the VOD, he was literally dead on the ground and he was healing. I guess it's one of those things that it just kind of goes off, like Joker's passive. You can hear Joker's passive after he dies. You hear the gun reloading. So, I guess it's just one of those things.
All right, so since I just feel like giving away skins, I just sent the last skin out.